What's up, everybody? Just going over my trade plan for Thursday, May 23rd. Just looking at everything. Some things that I don't like is we've come up with a sell signal on zero lag right around here. As you can see, the purple. Um, Obviously, you can have a sell signal and still go up. Um, you know, we've hit sell signals here, and then you can see, we came down just literally like one day, and then you can continue going up. The one thing that worries me is how much we've gone up already, and we're going to hit the summer months. I could see us just drifting through the summer up, or turning around and just kind of drifting down. Um, I do think we need to pull back. There's a lot of gaps. You could see a lot of gaps to be filled. Um, the issue that's hard is like Nvidia came out with earnings and they smashed it. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, well, the earnings aren't great. We're going to be pulling back. So, with regards to earnings, they've been pretty good. So it's hard to say that's going to make the pullback. Um, Geopolitical stuff might cause a pullback. Maybe Israel, some Middle East stuff could cause a pullback. I mean, we haven't cut rates, so I mean, that hasn't even caused a pullback. So I don't really know. Right now, I'm out of pretty much all my longs uh, the last 5 days. So all my long-term options are kind of done here. I'm not saying like if we pull back, maybe I don't know, maybe like 5%. I'd probably reevaluate a lot of things. I trade intraday on futures, which I'll get into now. This is just my daily perspective. I just take a look at the overall market, and then when I come into the daily, some of the levels I'll be looking at. Um, I kind of want to see. We'll go to the NQ. NQ is trading currently. So obviously earnings happened. This is why you should have pivot points up. Earnings popped literally right to this pivot point, right there, perfectly. It doesn't get more perfect. Look at that, right there. You could have shorted it right off the pivot point. Boom. Could have got yourself 91. I mean, it's over 100 points. So here we are today. Pivot points are out. You know, I would love us to go up and kind of hit this pivot point, because this one is around 19,000, which we all know is going to be, well, first of all, it's a psychological level. Plus, you have the pivot point. This would be a great short. We hit 19,000 and then kind of reject down maybe 100 points or so. I don't know what the night's going to bring currently. I usually go over my trade plans at night, and then I review the next day in the morning. Most nights we don't really move that much, but obviously with Nvidia earnings, anything could happen. I also review the economic calendar. So what we have for tomorrow is actually we have initial jobless claims in the morning, and that could move the market. So that's at 8:30 in the morning. I'll be watching that, and that might set the tone for the day. A lot of times, if we do get a flash dump on initial jobless claims, we'll make that whole ground up. So if we get that dump to maybe this pivot point, which would also be a good support because it's right around 18,800, that would be a nice spot to grab longs. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. This pivot point I'll probably ignore through the night. It's not really one I'm looking for. But if we get here or here during initial jobless claims or overnight, I'm going to put some orders. But that's a pretty sizable move for overnight action. Um, but yeah, that's currently what I'm targeting. You can see we have a sell signal on the 5 minute. I don't really follow them after hours. I look at the higher time frames. And when we go to like maybe like the hourly, um, we did present a buy signal, but the issue is we're hitting the hourly pivot point. Not saying we can't blow through that. It would probably be cool if it came down, filled this gap, and then back up. This gap is almost at 18,800, which is also close to the pivot point. So that's a pretty good spot for a buy. That would be a pretty good spot. You know, the zone would be 1816 to 18,800 if we drift down overnight or on initial jobless claims. So that's what I'm looking for out of the NQ. Back to the earnings. I mean, earnings have been great. AI, I guess, is real. I look at the you know, price per, the earnings per share and everything. I just think Nvidia is just a rich company right now. Like, they're doing the 10-to-1 split, but I don't think you're gonna get 3x on the company over the next, call it 7 years. I think a lot of that is priced in, and sure, you might be able to get another 100% out of it, maybe, but there's just better opportunities out there at this point. I just think you need a good pullback on it, and I don't know if you're going to get it. We might just kind of drift up. It is what it is. I'm not playing it. As for options land, here's a lot of my things I'm looking at. I know DEC reported after hours. I am a big fan of their shoes. That's a really good company. I'm going to dive more into the company side over the weekend because it's just hard to do. It's definitely hard to do during the week at night, especially when I trade futures all day. Basically, options for me is any of my alerts that go off and any large option sweeps. Other than that, I do my company research over the weekend. I post a video just for a little chunk of it, but I go through all my charts. I go through earnings, and that's basically done Saturday morning for about 3 hours, 4 hours, and typically 8 o'clock to 11, I'll go through everything. Charts only taking about 20 minutes, and the rest is diving into earnings and kind of trends and things like that. So that's my trade plan for tomorrow, for Thursday, which is Thursday, and company wise with options. I didn't really buy anything today. I sold. I had a silver put and ENPH long calls, both hit massive. I talked about ENPH earlier on in the day, and I talked about silver puts yesterday. So take a look. I'm not looking right now. I don't have anything on my radar. It'll just be large option sweeps, or I'll wait till the weekend to do some research, and that's pretty much it. So that's the trade plan. That's my thoughts of the day, and see what happens. Hope you guys are making money.